Eyes of Autonomy, Chapter 15. You ready for school in the morning? Mom asked, peeking through my door. I think so. I pick up the new backpack Mom bought me. It's pink, like the walls in my room. Inside it's filled with 2 pairs of clothes, a jar of peanut butter, and a 32-ounce jug of water for my trip to save Az. I'm well aware that after I wrecked the Casanova, I'll never be allowed to use fun, expensive weapons again. So I'll have to get creative with a plane that I can manage to steal. Of course, I'll need someone to fly it. Lily. I know it has to be her. She's the only person I trust enough to fly this mission with me. But I also know Az would kill me if I dragged Lily into this. I don't have a choice, and neither does Lily. Mom opens the door and gingerly walks in. Don't worry, you'll make new friends here quickly. Folks out here are pretty friendly. I was wondering if you wanted to get your nails done with me tonight. I thought it might be fun, since I never had a daughter to do it with before. She says with a sad smile. I can tell by how she talks about the war and about me being raised by someone else. She feels tremendous guilt about it. I know how it feels, that deep pang of guilt that cuts into the soul for leaving someone behind. Like have my nails painted and stuff? I ask. She laughs a little. Yeah, come on, it's fun. It sounds like something Gia would have liked doing. I wish she were here to see Texas. She would have loved it here. All the freedom, all the colorful clothing, and the nail painting. I feel the guilt creep into my thoughts, like poison trying to suffocate my mind. The guilt will keep growing if I don't save Az. I look at Mom, who waits, sitting on my bed, brushing her fingers through her hair. I wonder how the guilt didn't drive her mad all those years. It'll be hard to get a pedicure and relax with these oppressive thoughts. The nail salon Mom takes me to is in downtown Cowtown, which is a brand new city after the old city that once stood here, Fort Worth, was utterly bombed out, leveling it by the state during the Civil War. Back then, Dallas and Fort Worth used to be 2 cities. But now their skylines are so vast, they blend into one mammoth metropolitan called the Prairieplex. It grew like crazy when all the people fled here after the war. The nail salon is adorned with flashy gold fixtures and marble everything. To my right, there is a wall of every color of nail polish imaginable. I'm going with red. Mom snatches the first shade of red she sees. All the choices are dizzying for someone who's used to having no options. Pink, a lovely light shade, will be perfect. I finally make up my mind to go with it. There's so many beautiful shades. I wouldn't see all of them if I was here all day. I sit in the weird massage chair that has a sink at the bottom to wash my feet. This is the kind of stuff the state told me to hate, wasteful capitalist nonsense like nail salons and more extensive food varieties, all the things I've come to love about living here. The food is better, and there's more things to do, places to visit. There's more wealth to go around with all this nonsense. This nonsense is someone's livelihood, which is how Texas works, I guess. What do you do for work, Mom? I ask as she leans her chair back and trepidatiously sticks her feet into the hot water. I'm a full-time mom. Your dad's an engineer, so I don't have to work. I think for a minute. What did you do before you were a mom? Before I had you, I worked as an interior designer. Then I had you and gave it all up. Then one day I went to pick you up from preschool, and the state had took you to who knows where, and the government told us we had 3 days to get out of the country before we were shot. It was a nightmare. I try to stop myself, but the intense words come out of my mouth faster than I can think to stop them. And you didn't even try to come back for me? Her eyes widen, and she doesn't look relaxed anymore. The DCB came out with a statement saying that 30% of you all survived the trial, so I assumed you were dead and just tried to move on. My face gets hot with the slight urge of annoyance. If that were me, I would have faced the state dead on and looked for my daughter until I knew without a shadow of a doubt that she was dead. That's why I have to leave tonight and go back for Az, because it's the right thing to do. Not leave family behind, even against all odds. What do you want to do when you grow up, now that you can choose? Mom asked, re-emerging her feet in the water. I haven't had much time to think about it since Az asked me the same question, but I do know that I want to start the guild, and maybe one day that'll be my full-time job. I don't know. Don't worry, you have a ton of time to figure it out. Now that you're here to stay, you can start focusing on what your life will look like. I paced back and forth in my room, wondering if I should leave a note this time. They accepted me back once when I rebelled against them by going to the state to destroy the bioweapon, but I wonder if their love will be strong enough after a second time. Part of me feels guilty for leaving, but I would feel much worse about leaving Az there to die. I know it's right, and I must act on it. I slide out the back door with nothing but my small pink backpack and a few meager supplies for the trip. The earth is still dark, and it smells like morning. The smell of wet soil and laundry detergent from my nightshirt. These clothes are much softer than the uniforms the state made us wear. Without looking, I shut the door, realizing Peanut has followed me. The dog wags his tail, looking up at me with those bulging eyes. I can't help but pick him up. All right, you can come this time. I smile as he licks my chin. When I first picked him up from the dog shielding, I never imagined this edgy chihuahua could be so affectionate. Come on, we're getting Lily to save Az. I talk to the dog because it's better than talking to myself as I walk out into the backfield behind our house. From what I remember, Miss Jones's house is only a couple miles up the old dirt road by the lake. There's a big military base across the lake, so we hear the planes being flight tested to and fro all night. The sound reminds me of the shielding, as I hear some of the fighter jets soar across the vast, dark sky. It leaves my ears ringing, so I can only imagine what Peanut's giant ears must feel like after listening to the jets fly over. I wonder if it was as new as the one Az and I wrecked. The thoughts of how much money we blew destroying the aircraft gives me a headache, or maybe the headache's from the sound of the jets circling back around the lake. My eyes adjust to the dark as I find the unpaved road leading down to Lily. Dad pointed out their house to me the other day and told me it was theirs. It's a red bricked house at the bottom of a hill with piles of random crap and clutter all around it. It's covered in a canopy of trees and moss from the lake. As I approach the house, I notice the front porch light is on, so I duck behind a bush to ensure Mrs. Jones isn't lurking around. But to my dismay, she's sitting on the front steps of the porch with a thick book in hand. Why is she up this late? Careful not to crunch any leaves underfoot, I sneak out from the bush towards the back of the house where it's dark. There I spot 3 windows in the back of the house. I'll have to be smart about which one I tap on. So I step back and try to reason which one is likely Lily's room. It's a shot in the dark. All the windows look the same. Right here in the middle of the night, I go for the middle one, gingerly tapping on it with my fingernail, loud enough to wake someone up. The light comes on too quickly. It must be Mama Jones, unless Lily was already awake. I try to move away from the window, but before Mama Jones can see me, the blinds flip open faster than I can run. Lily stands in a purple nightdress standing before me. Her bony fingers slowly open the window. Piper, you have dirt all over your pants. I look down at my pants. She's right. It's probably from ducking in the grass, but what a weird thing to notice as I'm standing outside her window at 1 a.m. I'm going to save Az, and I need you to fly a stolen plane. I might as well rip the Band-Aid off. Sure, I'll come get Az back. Let me just go say bye to Butterscotch. Wait, no, Lily, who the heck is that? It's my cat. She turns her head. I love that, but we don't have time for that. Well, you brought Peanut. I stare at the crazy-eyed chihuahua, and he stares right back. I don't know why I brought him. It was stupid, but it's too late to regret that now. Come on, Lily. You want to get Az back or what? We'll see the cat in a few days. I reassure her. Mama Jones flips on the hallway light, and Lily's eyes get wide as I duck below the windowsill. What are you doing up? I hear a deep, unwomanly voice of Mrs. Jones. Lily shudders. It was a nightmare? She says like it was a question. Lily recovers. I'm all right now. I think I'll just turn off the lights. Okay, baby, good night, Mama Jones assures. Good night, Lily replies. I pop back up as soon as I hear the door shut, and Lily swings both feet out of the window and slides onto the ground, her back scraping against the house. I'm in. I hear her soft but sure voice, although I can't make out her facial expression in the dark. We find the unpaved road back down to the lake. I know there's an Air Force base on the other side, so I figured we'd steal a plane from there. What are you going to do next? Lily stomps on the gravel road. Where are we walking to? Around the lake to the Air Force base over there. I don't think we're allowed in there because you know it's gated, she remarks. I almost laugh. Since when do you ever let a gate stop you? You were the one who busted me out of the shielding, remember? Yeah, but that was Az's idea. He can help us on the way back. I try to reassure her. The Air Force Base is well lit, so that all the lights shine through the trees and illuminate the prairie. A large chain fence with razor wire separates the base from the rest of the world, like the one around the shielding, except that one was electric. I study the guards outside the gate, just like the guards in the shielding. My head buzzes, like an electric current's running through it, and I feel my grip tighten on Peanut. It's not the shielding, I have to remind myself. As Lily and I creep through the short oak trees, I notice how tall and straight the guard is. His shoulders are back and his eyes are attentive. Other than his blonde hair, he kind of reminds me of Bo. Bo, just thinking about his name makes me nauseous. I think if I think about it hard enough, I can smell the metallic smell of blood in the mess hall. I take a deep breath and fill my nostrils with the scent of fresh air. It smells like hay and heavy and fresh rain. Okay, what's the plan? Lily asks, ducking behind a sage bush. I squat and rack my brain for ideas. What if we send Peanut out as a distraction, then you shut the power off? Can you do that? It's going to take me at least half an hour, and I'll have to do it from inside. I'll have to do that from inside. Lily stutters. Then there's only one thing to do. I look over the hedge dramatically. We have to get caught. What will we do then? I guess we'll figure it out.